Hello guys, welcome to Corpus. So today we will solve another question which was asked in American Express. Before looking into the question, let's see the data that we were given. So we were given two tables, one is called friends and other is called likes. So if I run this first query, that is select star from friends, then this is a table that we get. This table has two columns, user ID and friend ID. So this is one of the users and this is the friend of that particular user. For example, user 1 has three friends, that is friend ID 2, friend ID 3 and friend ID 4. This is what the friends table contains. Now if I run this second query, which is select star from likes, then this returns again a table with two columns. One is user ID and page ID. So this table basically tells us the pages that were liked by a user on a social media platform. So this data is around the account of different users on a social media platform where where some activities performed by users, and this particular table likes table gives us the pages that are liked by the user ID mentioned in column 1. So user 1 liked page A, user 1 also liked page B, user 1 also liked page C, and so on. So now let's see what the question says. So the question says, to build a recommendation system, write a SQL query to find all pages liked by a user's friend but not liked by the user. For example, if you look at user 2 here, then this user 2 has liked page A. And if you look at the friends of user 2, let me run this query again. So if you look at friend of users 2, then only friend of user 2 is this user 1, right? Now if I go back to this likes table, then so 2 has liked page A and two's friend who is 1 has liked three pages, that is page A, page B and page C. So from this data we can see that 2 has not liked page B and C. This is what the question is asking us for. So our output should be something like user 2 and then user 2 has not liked page B, user 2 also has not liked page C. So for user 2, this is what our output should be. Similarly, for other users, we have to identify those pages which the user's friend has liked, but they themselves had not liked, right? So this is what we have to do in this question. So let's see how we can solve this question. So to solve this, what we can do is, first of all, for each user, we can figure out what all pages were liked by that user's friend and then exclude the page which was liked by that user, right? For example, if we look at this user 2, then we can figure out that what all pages were liked by the user 2's friend, which is only one in this case. We can say for user 2, the friends liked page A, user 2 friends liked page B, user 2 friends liked page C as well, because 1 who is the friend of 2 has liked these three pages. Similarly, for other users, we can similarly create this kind of output. For all users, we can have this user ID column and then the pages liked by the friend of that user, right? So this is the first step. And the next step is somehow to figure out that which page was liked by this particular user and exclude it from this particular output that we create. So for example, in this case, 2A is the page which is liked by user 2. We have to exclude this, right? Now, how do we achieve this? That is the next question. So one thing is clear that we will have to join these two tables because we want to understand what all pages were liked by the friends, right? So I'll just remove this and just start writing the query and then try to understand it. So I'll write select from what, select from friends, and then we will do a left join with what, with likes table. But what is the field on which we should join? That is the question that arises, right? So let me jump to an Excel sheet where let's try to understand how to join these two tables and in order to achieve what we were trying to achieve as I was explaining before. So let me open the Excel. Yeah, so here we have that those two tables. Left one is your friends table and this is your likes table. So in this, what we needed was we needed something like the user ID. This is the output that I needed, user ID and the page liked by the friends, like page liked by the friends, and in this case we need that page ID basically, right? So this is what we needed, right? So what we can do here is we can join these two tables on friend ID and user ID. So we will keep this row and we will join this row with this particular table's rows based on friend ID. So for example, when I do a left join of this particular friends table with this likes table, then what will happen? Let's see. So for first row, that is 1 2, we will have the user ID as 1, and the let me insert one more column, and then we will have the friend ID, right? And we are joining it with this particular table based on this user ID. So 2 will join with this 2, so we will have the page liked as A, and this will be 2. So 1 2, this will be as it is, and from this table I am only picking the page ID, so it will be A. And then when we look at 3, then we will have 3 here, 3 here. Again, user ID will be 1 from this particular table, and then 3 will join with this 3 to give us B, and when this 3 joins with this 3, it will give us C. We'll have 3C, 3B, and 3C. So similarly for 4, it will join with just this particular row. We will have 4B here. So for user ID 1, we have all the user ID 1's friend and the page is liked by them, right? So 2 like page A, 3 like page B and C, and 4 like page B. So we needed only these two columns, that is the user ID and the page liked by the friends, right? We can keep these two columns in our output and then we can see further. So the trick here is to join this particular table friend ID with this particular table's user ID, so that for this particular user we can understand what page was liked by this particular user, right? I'll jump back to the SQL query. So we have to join left join with likes on what? From first table we have to pick the, let's call this table as F, this as L. So from first table we had to pick F dot user, not user, friend ID. It should be equal to L dot user ID, right? And what two columns we needed? We needed F dot user ID, and from second table we needed the page ID, L dot page ID, right? This is what we need. Now one thing to notice here is that for one user, there could be multiple friends, and multiple friends could like the same pages as well. So I'll just run this query and then I'll tell you why I'm saying this. So let us run this and let's see the output. Yeah, so we have one user ID 1, and the page liked by friend was A, page liked by friend was B, page liked by some of the friend was C, and then again we see the page liked by some of the friend was B. So I'll just quickly open the Excel and let's see that this is what we were expecting. We had A, B, C, and B, right? So yeah, so we can see one thing is that 1B, this is appearing twice, but we don't want this to be here. We just want two columns, one with user ID and one with the distinct pages which were liked by the friends of one, right? What we can do here is we can make use of distinct function here, sorry, distinct keyword here, distinct. Yeah. This will remove all these duplicate rows where we have the same user ID and page appearing once again. So I'll just run this query. Right now we have how many tables, how many rows? We have 16 rows, and if I run this, duplicates will be removed. Yeah, so you can see that 1B is appearing only once here. Don't have 1B anywhere else. So all the duplicates are removed from this. So now, and also let's rename this page ID column as page ID liked by friend, giving it a long name, but yeah, just to understand what it is, let me run this again. Page ID liked by friend. Yeah, so now what is the next step? Next step is to somehow identify whether this particular page was liked by this particular user or not. So basically we have to check for this combination, user ID and page. If we can find this user ID and page combination in a likes table, then we have to exclude it from this particular table, right? So basically what we have to do is, so we can again join this output with likes table and see if this combination is present in that likes table or not, right? If this combination is present in that likes table, then we can simply say that exclude this. And how we can do this? We will have to join this again with the likes table. So let me show you how we can do this. We will do left join with what? With the likes table, and let's call it UL this time, because we have joined earlier also with the likes table. So now on what basis will we join? So now because we have to check for this combination, so what we can do is we can look for join on this combination. So in left join we can make use of AND function here to see if this combination occurs in this in the likes table or not. So we will do join on what? Join on this user ID which is coming from F. So F dot user ID should be equal to UL dot user ID. This should be found, and what else should be found? This our L dot page ID, L dot page ID, which is nothing but this particular column, that is page ID liked by friend, should be found in our UL dot page ID. So yeah, so let's look at this part carefully. So this part is saying we have to left join. So we have to left join with this only based on when this condition is true. This condition is that user ID should match as well as the page ID should match. So if this matches, then it will return some output, else it will give us what? It will give us what? It will give us null. For example, let's say 1B is not present in 1B is not present in, let's say, the likes table. So what will the output be? So in this case, whatever column we get from this particular table, which is UL, let's get a column from this particular table as well. Let's get a UL dot page ID as well. So this page ID, UL dot page ID, will be null for this combination which is not present in the likes table. Let's run this part first of all, and then let's see how we can what kind of output do we get. So yeah, so here you can see that you are getting null for some cases. So 2B you are getting null. Why? Because 2B is not present in likes table. So 2B is not present. Similarly, 2C is not present in the likes table, but 2A is present. So user liked page A, that's why you were able to find the 2A combination in likes table. But 2B was not present, 2C was not present. So these are the pages which user 2's friend liked, but user did not like. So basically now what we have to do is we have to filter this data to only keep these rows where this particular page ID is coming as null, because those are the cases where the user did not like the pages but the friend liked the pages. So the only task now becomes is to filter and say where UL, it's a UL dot page ID is null. So now if we run this query, then we will see that only the null values, the rows with these null values will remain, and that is what we need. That is the pages which were liked by the friend but did not like by the user ID mentioned in this column. So let's run this query. Let's see the output. Yeah, so this is our final output, and we can remove this page ID as well because we didn't need this. So now if we run this, then this should be our final output. User ID, page ID liked by friend. User ID, page ID liked by friend. So this is what the output, our final output is. We can rename this column in our final output, page liked by friend but not by the user. So this is what we were looking for. Just to quickly verify, if we look at let's say 3A or 4A, Are we able to find it in likes table or not? Let's see. So let's start from likes. There is no 3A or 4A, right? So 3A is not there. 3 never liked page A and 4 also never liked page A. But 3's friend might have liked it. And who is 3's friend? So 3's friend. Let's see who are 3's friend. Three's friends. Three's friends is one, and one definitely like page A. Four's friend is also one, so one definitely like page A. So this output that we got finally is the output that we were looking for. I hope this was helpful for you. I know this was a little tricky question. If you are able to write it in a different way, then do post your query in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.